In 1977, Janet Guthrie became the first woman to qualify for the Indy 500. In 1992, Lynn St. James was the 500 Rookie of the Year. And last month, CART announced plans to start a program for women drivers. But if you look up and down pit lane, you won't see many female mechanics or engineers. That is, unless you stop by Richie Hearn's pit. Diane Holl is the chief engineer for Della Penna Motorsports and driver Richie Hearn. She's the first woman ever to hold that position in CART. She comes to the team from Forsythe Championship Racing, where she worked for 4 years. Before that, she spent a lot of time working in Formula One. In fact, her first job right out of school was with Ferrari, under the tutelage of renowned designer John Barnard. Hearn first met his new engineer a few months ago at a test in Sebring.
It's been pretty tough the last couple of years, but, you know, we went to Sebring, and I went there with kind of a crappy attitude. You know, I was like, you know, this is, here we go again, and da-da-da-da, and, you know, I left there feeling great.
Hearn and Holl have already built up a good rapport, but to have success, they must be able to communicate, and they must trust each other.
Well, trust is a two-way street, really. I mean, trust from the driver to the engineer is that the engineer is not going to do anything stupid, and I think that is something that has to build with time. The other way round, it's really, if I made a change, you didn't screw up. Tell me that, you know, it wasn't the change, it was me.
Engineering a racing car is an infinite science. Millimeters of change can make huge differences in speed. The engineer must talk to the driver, be able to translate what he's feeling, and then make the appropriate aerodynamic changes on the car. The driver and his engineer will constantly work to find the setup that works best for the track and for his driving style.
The more I drive it in, it really just loads up and it just can't take the load.
And you think it's coming from the right front, maybe? Is that where the push is coming from?
It feels like it's just leaning on that tire, and it just, you know, only can take a little bit.
Just come down 2 flats front ride height and add half a turn of front wing. You know, you have to be confident that the driver will be as consistent as possible, so that if you do a change on the car and it goes quicker, it's not because the driver just drove a different line.
Now, with the change we just made, did you actually pick up more understeer?
I really didn't pick up any more in the front. It helps secure the whole car.
In racing, as with any sport, it's not about whether you're male or female. It's about if you can win. This will be Diane Holl's 7th year in CART. She's engineered Adrian Fernandez's first career win in 1996 and Tony Kanaan's first victory last year. Richie Hearn hopes she can do the same for him. And by the time the season starts, Richie Hearn may have himself a new teammate. Norberto Fontana, who, like John Della Penna, is from Argentina, tested for the team at the Homestead Road Course last week.